just swapped in the Explorer cluster and just pulled the PRNDL out, painted it black. It's pretty easy after you get this unbolted, unhooked. It just it's got a little tab there. Push down there. Push in there. The whole thing comes out. Come in here. Undo that spring. Take the cable off. Actually, we want to get rid of that. So we need to go out with it. Take this cable off. And then just separate that plastic a little bit, push it through. And as far as this part, if I remember correctly, yeah, right in there, there's a little plastic tang, holds it in. Oh, there it is. And you can toss that. Take this guy, hit it with some flat black paint, and then click it right back into place. Then you don't have to worry about the little arrow, and it's black. Pretty much blends in and disappears. Got the selector switch, the cable side of it unhooked. I'm just going to leave that junk in there and then pop out this pin, that one right there, and take that arm off. And then the next step is pedals. So there's the 4 bolts. If I can aim the camera right. Should be pretty easy. I think there might be one way up top. Looks like 2. Alright. So, the 2 bolts up top of this thing are a pain in the ass. I can't even hardly show you. But you're going to need a swivel socket, 13, or the American size, and an extension to get up in there. There's one there, and one there. So inside the cab, it's basically impossible to show this, but this is the automatic shifter cable, and it comes in kind of like that, curves up, and it goes to a shifter. It goes to that linkage that's coming off the steering column on the bottom of it. The only way that I was able to get up there is to just feel where it was, and then take a flathead screwdriver and basically find the bracket that it's attached to, and then put some pressure on it however I could, and then it popped off. And at that point I was able to slide it out of the little connector here. I think it has a clip, yeah, right there. So that, no, wait, yeah, there it is. That little catch right there, that had to be pulled back to get it to slide off of the mount. And at that point, I was able to go from the engine bay and push this grommet in. Because if you try to go out towards the engine bay, this flange right here is going to be a major pain in the ass. You could probably get it done, but so that whole cable comes out like that. And then the hole that this cable goes in, which is very difficult to see, which is right up there, that's where the master cylinder will come out, and then the hard line will go down to the transmission, and the soft line will go up to wherever that master cylinder reservoir mounts. Offhand, I don't remember exactly where it mounts, but that's where that comes through. To get the shifter lever out, gotta punch this pin out, come in from the bottom of the punch, and it comes out real easy. And then after that, the whole arm wiggles right on out. So if you really cared, you could, put it in a low position, but maybe not without the pin. Whatever, doesn't really matter. It still fits. So that's pretty easy. Then you don't have to deal with those. I got the final piece to the puzzle, the master cylinder with a line for the 3.0 Ranger. Now, the kicker here is I've heard of Ford having two different sizes, English, of these quick connects. So I'm hoping this is the correct one. This looks like it's going to be the correct one. Hell fucking yeah. Okay, I'm not going to actually do that because that's going to be a pain in the ass. But now that I know it fits, I'm ready to go ahead and put this in. And if I recall correctly, yeah, you push this in from the outside and then like twist it 90 degrees, and hopefully that all this stuff doesn't get in the way of anything. So I'm gonna go see if I can get this in. Man, talk about a pain in the ass. That's the spot, that square. That's where this square goes into. So, gotta go up at a hell of an angle. So if I can at least get this somewhat close, then I can probably tackle it from the outside at that point. So I finally got it in, and it took longer to get that, there you go. It took longer to get that grommet in place than it did to actually get the master cylinder installed. Now, the way this kind of lays out, the majority of the clutch line sits outside or outboard of the frame, and then we've got one leg, or the supply line here that goes right there. So I'm hoping that's correct. If not, this seems like it's going to be a pain in the ass to get in and out. So we'll see. But looking at the bell housing, one of those two ports is the supply connect, and it seems like it's going to line out pretty good. So hopefully the last part here is this, the actual push rod. Let's see if I can finagle you into place. Maybe you'll be able to see something. Get you focused back there. Okay. So I'm thinking I need to push it into the master cylinder first. It does have like a connector, like a or tension pin. All right, now it won't pull out. And then go up to the top, and that's it. It's on. Hell yeah. All right, so right there is a little connector that it just clicked onto the clutch pedal. So that's the other side. Oh. I got the starter plate here. If I mock this thing up, you can see it'll fit most of the way, but about the top, it's about a 1/16 off. So probably take about a 1/16 off the entire circumference, and that'll give it a little wiggle room to align to the bolt holes. So I'm just gonna hit it with a die grinder, or so some die grinder action later. We got something that fits right on through. Hell yeah, brother.